pretty much I'm just taking care of any airbag wiring that I see. There we go. There we go. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and assume these are all 14s, but I can't find my 3/8 14 millimeters, so I'm just gonna use my 1/2-inch brake bar. And I was wrong. I think it's gonna be a 14 or 12. I mean. Alright, let's try 12. Here we go. Alright, so I was wiggling it around a little bit, and there is one singular piece, I think, that's keeping it on. It's going to be next to where the steering wheel goes, and it's going to be underneath, connected to the actual cart itself. And I believe it's going to be either a 10 or a 12 millimeter, so I'm going to go use my thing, and let's see if it actually comes out. There we go. Alright, so I went to the store and got myself a T30 3/8 strap socket, so I got it on there. And I already got one bolt out, so that's a good sign. Now I can finally take away most of the SRS cables. It's still connected down there. I was never able to take it off, so I'm going to try to do that later tonight. Alright, so now it's done. And I can deal with this later. Alright, so I'm gonna finally get to some of the wiring. I'm gonna start with these rear door cards because I don't need any of the electronics from it. And obviously I'll start stripping, take the window off, and then I'll be slowly making my way up. I got some over there labeled. Some of them I don't know, so I need to follow from point to point. But some of them I did label, like that one over there, and some of the ones that are still attached to the dashboard. So I can start taking away some of that and prepare for that to be back in, as well as start taking care of all of them. I did finally give up on the airbag connector, so I did just snip it, so got all of that right here. Alright, so for the past hour or so I've been making a chart and labeling stuff. So this one's front right 3, and that's going to correspond to that front right 3 right there. And pretty much this is the wire harness that goes along this side right here. And I've been slowly labeling everything just to match up. Also color coding the electrical tape. So first thing I'm going to be doing is taking all the electrical tape off of this and taking off all of these wires. I was also dumb enough to not mark where the AC or the cruise control wiring was. I did mark a little bit of the cruise control, but not once it's past the inside harness. So I guess I'm just going to keep all of them, and then when I have some free wiring, once I'm actually putting all of the car together, I guess I'll just cut it when that time comes. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Alright, so we're almost done with this front interior harness. I just had to go back and wrap it all with black a little bit more because I did run out and I luckily found some. And then we got to move on to the trunk because I'm getting rid of the rear defroster. If you can see that red over there, getting rid of that, trace it back. And as for the power window wires, I just kind of left them in there. I don't really care. It doesn't really add much and it's too much of a hassle to take care of. So we're going to call it good on the interior after I get rid of that and finish that. Alright, so we finished the interior harness, or front harness anyways. It's all wrapped up. I did forget to take care of all the auto wiring, which means I have to cut it all up again and take care of the wiring all over again. But for now, we're going to call it good up here. This is what it looks like. Anyways, now we have to move on to the trunk wiring. There's some red, some green, and it shouldn't be too bad, but yeah. Alright, so I haven't quite decided if the roll cage I'm going to buy is going to include a dash bar, so I'm going to paint mine in the meantime, and that's going to be including the paints that I have, and that includes this one, this, and this. Now, unfortunately, I don't have very much base coat, so hopefully this is enough for all of that, but it doesn't technically need to be high heat, but I actually don't have anything else aside from fabric paint, so Hopefully I can make this work. Alright, we got the primer on, now we're gonna let it sit, and then we're gonna put base coat on. Alright, so there's definitely a lot of paint drip, but I don't really care. I don't need this to be perfect. It's gonna be covered anyways. You can definitely tell there's a lot, but we're gonna let this dry, and then we're gonna sand it down a little bit just to take care of some of the drips, and then we're gonna go on to clear. Alright, definitely didn't forget to start recording half of this, but we're finally going to be getting rid of all the stuff attached to the firewall, which includes this stuff. Alright, and that's going to be the brake lines, fuel lines, fuse box, harnesses, AC lines, hoses. I already finished these four, and I just had to finish doing the brake lines and the fuel lines, which I've already started. So, let's do it.